So this video is going to be about maximizing profit, knowing how to navigate liens. So if you find this video helpful, take a minute and like it, please. If you have any comments about the video or other comments about future videos you'd like to see, please comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So let's just take a moment and walk through liens. This is not going to be in-depth, but it'll be advantageous to help you understand your liens out there that can affect real property, primarily when you're buying homes. So obviously we need to understand our mortgage liens and what type of liens these are. Is it a purchase money mortgage? Is it maybe a reverse mortgage? And what is the difference? So keep in mind, on a reverse mortgage, you can either pay off the reverse mortgage, you can buy a reverse mortgage subject to that debt. Just remember though that with a reverse mortgage, you may have to pay it off within 12 months or less from the time that the last of the spouses that owned the home either passed away or moved out. But understanding those basics do allow you to take advantage of that scenario and acquire that home. Now, as you're researching your property and any possible liens on the property, things that may pop up that you need to understand how to navigate are very important to understand. So what's one of the first ones that we see out there? And that is typically an IRS tax lien. Now, a lot of people may think they have a tax lien on the property, but if a FTL or a federal tax lien notice has not been filed of record in the county where the real estate is located, there is no tax lien on the property, even if the seller thinks they have one. So we want to make sure first off it's there. If we do find one out there, we want to make sure we compare Social Security numbers. We want to backtrack, look at addresses, and see if it's truly one of the seller's liens on that property. Keep in mind, with an IRS lien, they have a life of 10 years. You'll see a refile debt time frame on the FTL that you can look at. And so if that has expired, the borrower still owes the money, but the lien on the property has expired. And the odds of the IRS ever renewing and extending that are usually pretty slim. And so understanding the IRS lien, where the borrower believes they have the lien out there or it may have expired, may help you navigate a better price in negotiating the purchase of that property. Now, beyond that, there may be a property tax lien, which is either back taxes or a private entity that filed a tax lien loan on the property. And those are going to take super priority first lien position ahead of everything, including any purchase money mortgage on the property. Good luck getting those renegotiated, because when they're in super first lien position, they can wipe out everybody. So that's a lien that you have to pay no matter what. They're not going to discount it. From there, you're going to run across judgment liens, and judgment liens can take many forms. We call them AJs in the legal world. So when you see a judgment lien out there, again, just like an IRS lien, here in the Texas marketplace at least, they have a life of 10 years. You need to check what the requirement is for the life of judgment lien in the particular state where you might be located, but they're probably going to be very similar in that regard. Now, think about this for a moment. If a judgment lien has been out there for many, many years and no one has acted upon it, what are the odds they're going to act on it going forward? Probably not a lot. Could you call that judgment lien holder and negotiate possibly a reduced payment? Certainly. But if they're in a priority position of some type, would they do that or not? So you need to know what position that lien is in, and most often it's behind a mortgage lien. And if that mortgage lien is in some type of foreclosure position, you're going to have a much better chance to negotiate a lower price on that judgment lien, because they're going to be extinguished and wiped out if there is a foreclosure of that mortgage loan on the property. So besides IRS liens that pop up, property tax liens that pop up, judgment liens that come out there, the next most common we're going to find is typically a child support lien. Now, every state's going to be a little bit different. Here in Texas, the Attorney General and title companies have sort of gotten in bed together, and they want these removed. The Attorney General's office will usually remove a child support lien if no money is going to the bad actor. But if there is money going to them, they're going to want that to pay towards the lien. Now, if there is a husband and wife scenario and a child support lien is against the husband only, which is the most common case, and they're selling the home, the wife gets half her profit, and then the husband's half is where the lien's going to attach. And so there's more money going to the sellers than they usually think in that scenario. So keep that in mind also as you're navigating child support liens. And knowing how these work, again, may help you navigate it. But a child support lien is rarely going to go away, so you need to deal with it up front. So another lien that we often run across out there is a mechanics lien. Now these can be a mechanics lien contract, which is usually for a larger type transaction, a pool, an addition, things of this nature to a property. Normally what we see are what we call here in the Texas marketplace though, are constitutional mechanics liens, which is where someone maybe had an air conditioning replaced, a roof put on, and they didn't get paid. And so the contractor files a constitutional mechanics lien against the property. Now, in the Texas marketplace at least, if the mechanics lien is filed against a non-owner occupied property, the life of that mechanics lien is 1 year if it was filed properly and timely, and if filed against a homestead, it has a life of 2 years. Again, knowing what those liens must contain is important. To know if it's actually a valid lien or not, was it filed timely or not is important. And then has the time frame run where it's no longer valid. But again, homeowners may not know these details. That's between them and their attorney to negotiate. It is not between us as the investor to necessarily advise the seller how all this stuff works. So guys, if you find this video helpful and you want a more in-depth course on liens, how they work, how they affect your property, we have a 3-hour course online at 𝐷eownerFinanceNetwork.com, which is more specifically geared to the Texas marketplace. It may be applicable similarly in other states as well, but you can check it out at 𝐷eownerFinanceNetwork.com. I hope you find the video helpful. Now you're going to run across other liens that are out there, but they're at least less common. There may be restitution liens from some type of a criminal action, maybe hospital and state tax liens, and a lot of these don't attach to real property, but the restitution lien does. Having a good working knowledge of liens, how they work, how they affect your property, greatly helps us navigate our acquisition of real property out there, and most of the time help us get a much better price when we're buying our home. So guys, if you find this video helpful, again, take a minute and like it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment below for any questions you might have on this video. And take a moment and visit us over at 𝐷eownerFinanceNetwork.com for more information about seller financing and how to navigate the owner finance world better, how to find our training videos, and all the tools that you might need to know about seller financing. Guys, we'll look forward to seeing you all next time.